Hey folks, Ted here with Exped. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of a run through as to how to deal with a mat that's been through a little bit more catastrophic failure than a typical puncture or a small cut. In this particular case, we had a seat cushion sitting right next to a fire. An ember landed right on it and we've got a big hole in it. So I'm just going to show you how to repair it. Now if you recall, every one of the Exped mats and seat products or air holding products actually comes with a repair kit. So if you open one of these repair kits up, you'll notice that there's a tube of glue, which is frankly the most important part of the kit. Then you've also got instructions. Let me back up. The most important part of the kit, actually the instructions, so you should read those first. But in case you can't read, you can hear me talking in the video. And if you need explanation and clarification, read those. Come in multiple languages. You also have a whole series of patches, and we're going to show you how to use these. There's some patches that actually have a hole punched out of them, just like this. And then there's some solid patches for larger cuts and tears. And in this particular case, we're going to take one of the patches. I'm going to show you how you use it as a template. You want to peel the backer off of this, nice and cleanly, just like so. Be careful so you don't stick to yourself on this one. Then you want to lay it nice and cleanly over your hole. I'm going to lay it down smoothly as I can. Try and keep the circle as clean as I can. I'll get my fingers out of the way in just a second so you can see what's going on. Just like that. Put that down. Now that's going to serve as my template for my glue. I'm going to take the glue, I'm going to fill that hole nicely so that I seal that off really well. In this case, you're going to want to use quite a bit of glue in there to make sure that's sealed off nicely. And now I'm going to go ahead and use plenty of glue. The biggest problem most people have is that they don't use enough glue on here and it doesn't saturate the fabric properly. So go ahead and use that. The reason you're using a template is so you can try and make it look nice later on, but make sure you got plenty of glue on there. Just like that. The fabric is all seated nicely. Cap that off. Set that aside. And now just to illustrate the point, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my more colorful patches. Do I have another one around here? Oh yeah, there's two stacked on top of each other. I'll take one of my more colorful patches just to point out what's going on. Separate the backer off of here. And again, just to be clear on this, I only use that for more extreme holes, or if I'm trying to make it cosmetically pretty. If it's a small puncture, then I don't tend to use that. I just use a dab of glue. So I'm going to put that on there just like that. And now with the glue, I'm going to let it sit here for just a second. Let that soak in there nicely. Once I've done that, I'm going to let that sit there for just a minute, like so. I'm going to go ahead and start to peel this back. And that template basically keeps the glue from squeezing out all over the place. It looks nice and clean like so. Now, I've got that sitting where I want to. Don't have a big glue smudge all over the place. Put that to the side. Yeah. And there's a nice clean patch. Now I'm going to let that sit for about 20 minutes. Go ahead and use it afterwards and it'll be all set to go. That's fixing a more catastrophic cut, or in this case a burn hole in the mat, and you can do that with any of our mats just with a simple repair kit you got right there. Thanks a lot.